go. Smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway here on EA Sports. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return, and he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wentz going to give this to Taylor, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Damian Wilson in on the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. This is caught. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Taylor is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage...
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Mo Alley-Cox, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Finds the open target, Arnold. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Colts pick it up. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A fumble lost last week, now a fumble lost this week. Is this just growing pains of a rookie?
It is growing pains, but they can't afford them. Not him nor his team. That means extra work during the week with his coaching staff and extra work on his head to make sure he doesn't lose his confidence. They like him. They want him to flourish.
Because you know he wants to avoid that label of being a fumble machine.
It is a label that is hard to shed, and that just means teams come after you even more, ripping and raking at the football when you're carrying it.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Check nickel. 46 down, man, 5-4.
Now a give to Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Wentz going to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to run with Taylor. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Jags grab it.
I'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Fights forward for only about 1.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice. or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 33. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
And that's a pleasing run there by Travis Etienne, and every time I see him carry it, I think of the word mature. Why? 4 full seasons at Clemson, not something you normally get with a running back. Had almost 5,000 yards rushing, the school record, along with 70 rushing touchdowns. That's both the school record and ACC record. The second running back taken in the draft after Najee Harris from Alabama, number 25 overall. He's now wearing number 1 in the NFL after wearing number 9 at Clemson. He loves those single digits.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Rodgers on the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and the lead is now 14-10. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the 44, Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 20-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little bumping. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
They go play action now. Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. To throw is Wilson. The quick slant caught. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And here's Rodgers to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Colts take over a 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Fair catch called for and taken just inside the 10-yard line. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your...
Down the numbers. There he goes. 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Jacobs, boy, I tell you, he is a complete package. The power that he has to run through you, and then he's also got the speed to run away from you, as we saw there. They'll try and run it here. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want... That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A give for Taylor running right side. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 44, Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. A handoff for Etienne, and he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, throw left side complete. That's Arnold. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On 1st down, Wilson. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Here's a give to Etienne. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. it's tough there. Starting to mount a good drive. Quarterback lets his guard down for just a moment, and it's going to bite him.
Yeah, I was just about to remark how controlled the game they were here in this third quarter. But that return for 6 points, we now have a game again.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that will tie our game here in the third. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. Dancing to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a sigh of relief there because oftentimes when he gets outside the pocket, big plays result downfield.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the Colts will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. Caught left side by Hilton. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw is Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. He's going to try and go deep again. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. Well, you normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And the worst fears won't realize is that would turn into a long touchdown.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for Indy. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field and put points on the board.
Do me a favor the rest of the way. Sit back, relax, and just appreciate the... And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sank for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hines. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on 3rd down.
This is caught. Touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Colts answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From the 10. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. It was Kwity Paye who made the stop coming off the edge.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Flushed out right. That is caught by Lamb. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Etienne. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Wentz on the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. He'll get that one to Taylor complete. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the...
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 81 yards. And the Jaguars on one play have taken the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw complete here to Doyle.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Wentz to throw. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Wentz. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
To throw is Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie, Andre Cisco.
And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Colts, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.